So I keep getting asked the same question over and over again. Is Wuthering Waves worth playing? Is the new 1.3 update any good? I just got done with my stream on twitch.tv/Doro44 if you want to check us out live. And people just kept asking me, is this game good? Is it worth playing? How's the new update? What are your thoughts? So I want to give you guys a pros and a cons list, tell you all about the new 1.3 update and whether or not this game is worth playing, or if you've been taking a break from it, if it's worth getting back into. Because they've added a lot and they keep adding more things to make this game better. And if you've been watching my videos or if you watch my streams, then you know I really like this game and I want it to succeed. But for people who don't know, let me share some of my thoughts with you. 1.3, we have a new main story quest to do. Dude, I'm telling you, they are cooking. Kuro Games is cooking.
Finally, some good food.
Personally, I did like the 1.1 story quest with Genshin a little bit more, but that doesn't mean that this one's bad at all. Like, there are some moments that are just insanely like epic that I've never seen in a gacha game before. I know it sounds like I'm glazing it up, but it is AAA studio level of stuff. And the way they're able to pull that off in the story quest is so cool. And I was hooked from start to finish. Like, they're just doing a great job, which I guess is my first pro for the 1.3 update, the story quest. It's awesome. I love it. And they're just getting better and better with it. I've said this a lot where like when the game first came out, the story was kind of meh for me. It was a slow burn. It picked up. Voice acting wasn't that great. But as time has gone on, they're just getting better and better. And this is only 1.3. Another cool thing that they did with the story as well is they added variation to the gameplay of it. There's a part literally where you're playing Portal and the way you get around the level is by shooting a portal, an orange portal somewhere, and then a blue one somewhere else to get through the world. And it was so cool that they did that. There's also other moments too where like you're climbing up towers and it switches the perspective. It just makes it feel more dynamic and more engaging versus just, you know, go here, talk, go here, talk, go here, fight one enemy, go here, talk. It made the story quest fly by, honestly, and just more engaging and fun, which makes me just so happy. Like, how much is getting better already this soon, right? I have very high hopes for this game for the future. Then another pro, I guess, alongside of that is the voice acting. You know, I like to touch on this every update because we all know, at least for the English dub, the voice acting was just not there. It was not good in the beginning. It was very hit or miss. You can definitely tell in 1.3, Rover's VA sounds a lot better. Yang sounds so much better. Chisha, they all do. And I think they had hired a new like voice acting like director, and it shows. It really shows that they care, that they're listening to the players and they're like, we need to make this what the players deserve. Yeah, they're definitely delivering. Is it still perfect? No. You know, and I'm not a voice actor, but you know, as a player, it is a lot more enjoyable. You can feel the emotions, you can feel the tension. It makes the story that much better. Oh, and before I forget, with the story, the lore bombs, dude. Oh my God. We learned some stuff that is just insane, and it unravels the mystery on who the rover is, why the Black Shores exist, why the Shorekeeper exists. Like, a lot of lore bombs in this one, and I'm a big fan of that, which is why I was hooked from start to finish with this new story quest. And then obviously another new thing that was added was a whole new area, the Black Shores, which I just love the vibe of. If you've ever played like Death Stranding or something, that's the vibe I get from the Black Shores. It's like eerie and dark and mysterious, and I love that stuff. It's really cool just going around and exploring it and fighting new enemies. It's very different than what we already have in the game, which is what I also like. It doesn't feel samey, like it just feels like something completely new. And within the Black Shores, there are different areas that look different from each other. So there's more variety to it too. And you have a whole underground area. Like, there's plenty to explore. So if you're an explorer, you're gonna be really happy with this update. And when you're walking through the Black Shores, there are just so many like photo moment areas. It's just gorgeous. Like the sunset and the sea and the mountains and the buildings. I kept talking about this on my stream, but like, your jaw drops. They did such a great job. Like, the graphics in this game are so good, mixed with the aesthetic of the Black Shores. Like, bro, it looks so good, man. In addition to a new area, we have a new character called the Shorekeeper, which I'm gonna just say it, peak design. I love the design so much. I think she is gorgeous, beautiful from head to toe. I might be biased. Okay, blue's my favorite color, but she just looks so angelic and ethereal. I love the design so much. But besides from design, is she good? Spoiler alert, yeah, she is. And she's a lot of fun to play too. But I'll talk more about that when I get to her in the video. And then another pro and more new things that have been added to 1.3 are the new events, which obviously give you a crap ton of rewards so that, you know, you can pull for characters and just for stuff that you need on your account, like credits and, you know, building materials and character materials, stuff like that. And I think they're actually fun too. So this first one is called Where the Stars Slumber. It's an exploration event. So you get rewarded for just exploring and doing certain challenges in the Black Shores, like climb up the anchor and open the supply chest, or complete Euron's Tactical Trial 1. Just stuff that you would already probably be doing just by exploring, but you get rewarded for it. And if you collect 100 Stardust, which are these blue things right here, you can use those and redeem them for a 4-star weapon of your choice, which is super amazing too. So you get a free 4-star weapon from this as well, which is amazing. So that's this event. So that should keep you busy for a little bit. And then we have this new one, Amidst the Stars. It's the photo event that we had previously, but now within the Black Shores. You have a bunch of different locations that you have to go based off of clues and solve the clues and then take the photo of the right thing. Then you get Astrite and credits for it as well. And then we have this other one called Parade of Stars, which I think is really cool because they reward you just for leveling up characters and weapons. So this first one, Stellar Journey, if you level up 2 Resonators to level 80, or, you know, right now I was building my Shorekeeper, so I got all these rewards just for building my Shorekeeper and leveling her up. And then the same thing for the weapons right here. If you upgrade your weapons to a certain level, then you'll get rewarded for it. Same thing with echoes. If you tune your echoes, like pretty much playing the game and building your characters, you get rewarded for it, which is super nice. And then of course there's a login event that gets you 5 Lustrous and 5 Radiant Tides so that you can wish for your characters that you need. This is obviously another pro. Fun events that give you a lot of rewards. How is that not a good thing, right? But then I want to move on to the Shorekeeper, our new character, and whether or not they are good and my thoughts on her, because I think she is a pro, not a con. So the team I'm running currently is Genshin as my main DPS, Jeji as my sub DPS, and Shorekeeper as my support character. Now, I'm not gonna bore you with how to exactly build her and her entire kit. I'm not a theory crafter or meta player, but for a basic understanding, she pretty much heals your team, and then within her ult, if you do an intro skill from her to someone else, the first intro skill boosts your crit rate up, and then if you do another intro skill within her burst, it raises your crit damage up as well. So she heals you and she increases your crit rate and crit damage, and she wasn't actually that hard to build. I did pull for her weapon, the Stellar Symphony, which I think is gorgeous on her, and it gives her more energy regen, and obviously this is her best in slot weapon. I'm not gonna lie, she deserves her weapon. I mean, come on, it fits her so well. But if you can't get her weapon or you don't have it, you can put variation on her. Even at S1 it's good, but S5 would probably be the best. And then for echoes, I have her on 5-piece Rejuvenating Glow for the attack increase for your party members and for the healing. But obviously, as for her main echo, it's gonna be the new one, Fallacy of No Return, which is a new boss that you fight in the game. I just put a healing bonus on her, and then for these echoes, I did energy regen and then HP. But how is her play style? Is she fun to play? Well, again, I'm running her as a healer slash support character on my team. So the rotation pretty much looks like this, where I'll use her echo skill and then charge up her ult. And once I get her ult, I'll just do her ult. And then once I have an intro skill ready, I switch over to Jeji, who's my sub DPS. So I get that crit rate buff, and then, you know, I fight as her. And then once I get an intro skill again, I'll switch over to my main DPS, who is Genshin, and then I get that crit damage buff as well. So now I have a crit rate and crit damage, and I'm ending up on my main DPS, and then I just fight and kill everything. And I think she's really good. I think she's just a better Verena. Is she a must pull? Maybe not to some people if you already have a Verena or something, but I think she does it a lot better. And I mean, look at her. She's gorgeous. Look at her. She's gorgeous. I mean, how can you not pull for her, right? But yeah, she's very strong in what she does. I've already seen my numbers go way up putting her on my team. And again, she wasn't even that hard to build, to be honest with you. You just got to focus on HP and ER So I think she was definitely worth the pull 100%. Apparently you can run her as a DPS, but I think she really shines as a support, in my opinion, of course. Also, another cool thing that you can do with her is you can turn into a butterfly. And this is obviously based off of your stamina. So once your stamina is depleted, then you come out of that butterfly form. But this is so good for traversal, but it also helps you pick up things in the world. So you can fly over materials as the butterfly and easily pick them up. You can also go over water with it as well. So for exploration, she's also really good. I really like her as a playable character, but I also really like her in the story as well. Like, she's so mysterious, and the way you learn about her backstory, like Kuro Games did a great job with having you care for the characters this time around and just wanting to learn more about them and who they are and why they exist and why they're important. If you can get her, I would suggest getting her for sure, because she has helped my team out a lot. Another pro and some new features that they also added to this update are the ability to mass recycle your echoes now. It's called batch merge. So you can just literally click this and then you can just do it in batches. Makes it so much faster and easier, and it's a good addition to the game. Another feature, which I think might be one of my favorite features, is if you're trying to build a character, right, and you need to find a certain material for that character, you can literally go to their character screen, you can click on like the flower that they need, and then you have a new thing called collection spots. You'll click this and it'll tell you exactly where the material is. And I mean exactly, like these little hands right here, that's like the exact point where those flowers are. So it makes building your characters so much easier. Like, I was building my Shorekeeper today. I was able to build her so fast using this method. So thankful that they added this, because, oh man, like, game changer. And speaking about like map stuff too, if you're trying to do a quest, right? Let's say you need to get somewhere, like I need to fight this boss right here, right? You can click on proceed, and then the game will notify you that it will let you fast travel to the nearest beacon to track the target, which is so helpful versus like you having to find it manually. The game will just do it for you. It'll just put you at the nearest teleporter so you can get there even faster. Oh, also, if you need to heal your characters, you can just go to the resonance beacons now. Like, you don't have to go to like the special ones, like the big ones. You can just go to these and they'll also heal you, which is, oh my God, it's so convenient. Trust me. It might seem like a small thing for you right now, but once you're playing the game changer. Like, I never knew I needed that. A couple of more really cool things that I think are just amazing that they added these to the game are a new plot summarization. So if you are a lore skipper, which I'm not judging you if you are, but if you do plan to skip certain story stuff, the game will give you like a summary of what you're skipping. So at least you're not completely clueless. So you don't have to feel bad or completely lost of what's going on in the story. Oh, and if you're a type of person like me who gets very confused by lore or never really understands the full capacity of the lore in the game, they added an encyclopedia now that you can go and learn about the game's lore so that you're not completely lost like me sometimes, which is okay. You know, there's a lot of information, but the encyclopedia will definitely help you, you know, catch up to speed. And Kuro just literally keeps cooking with these updates because they just keep adding more and more things. Like, they finally added controller support for mobile, guys. So if you play on an iPhone or your iPad or something, you now have controller support, which thank you. Thank you for adding that. I tried playing it on my iPad the other day when I was out in San Diego, and I'm just not really good at touch controls, but I just had to wait a couple of days for the 1.3 update, and now we have controller support. So that's a big plus in my book. They're really listening to the people and what they want, and they just keep improving the game, which is obviously, that is what they should be doing, which I'm glad that they are doing it. It just seems like it's an upward curve with the graph of the quality of this game and how it's improving pretty quickly too. Yeah, it had a rough, rocky start for sure, and it's still not perfect, but you can definitely see that they are really trying to hammer this home and improve it for the players. If you can't tell, I really want this game to succeed. I love gacha games. This game really took me by surprise and how much I would actually enjoy it. I just want to see it do well, honestly, because it deserves it. It's a fun game. It's a really, really good game. But let me talk about a couple of cons that I had with the new update and still have with the game, because again, it's not perfect. And I don't want you guys to just think that I'm glazing the game up, right? Now, with the story, like I said, the story was really good. I kind of felt like it was a little too short though. I think I would have preferred a longer story because I finished it in like a few hours. The story was just so good and the lore was so good. I wish it would have just gone on longer. I think maybe I'm just used to other games having really long quests. Maybe some people would appreciate it that it's short and sweet, but I just felt like it was a little too short short. I wish it was a little bit longer, especially with what was at stake. I think they could have taken a little bit more time to flesh out certain things. It was a great quest. I just wish it was longer. Speaking of being longer, I like the new events. I feel like with the new stuff, you'd be able to get through it in a couple of days. Not gonna lie. You know, especially if you like no life it, you'll probably be able to get it done very quickly. I think the way they could fix that is by adding more new events. I think that's pretty much the way to fix that, because I've already had people in my Twitch stream that are like, oh yeah, I already did 100% in Black Shores and I did everything, like done. I'm like, dang. Really? I mean, I always suggest players to just take their time, but with a game like this, it needs to keep players' attention for longer, right? And so I think that's a con for me. I think they need to kind of rework how they do the updates like that to, you know, have content that keeps you coming back for longer. I got my exploration event done for the most part pretty quickly, and then the building the character one, I pretty much got most of those rewards just by building Shorekeeper. More stuff, please. But other than that, I pretty much don't have more cons. You know, I know this video is a lot of positive, which I guess is a good sign. But yeah, for the cons, it was pretty much just, I would like to see more content put into the updates, even more so than what we have, so that it keeps players coming back for more versus just being able to finish it in a few days, right? I think they pretty much knocked it out of the park with this update, to be honest with you. I mean, controller support, a lot of optimizations, building your characters easier, an amazing story, though I wish it was longer. It was still amazing from start to finish. Shorekeeper, I think, is pretty much a must pull. Like, just an insanely good character to have on your account. A really cool new area to explore. Fun events that give you a lot of rewards. Like, they really did a great job with 1.3, and they're definitely improving with each update. And I'm just excited to see where this game will go in the future and where we'll be at 2.0 when we get there. I'm very impressed with the 1.3 update. Hope you guys enjoyed my first impressions and my thoughts on this update. I do truly think that this game is worth playing. To answer that question for people, is this game worth playing? Yes, it is. And if you've been taking a break for a while from WoWa and you're thinking, should I come back? Is it a good time to come back now? Because I've been getting that question too. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think 1.3 is a perfect time to come back. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the 1.3 update for WoWa, if you played it, and just your general thoughts. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on it. But thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys at the next one.